The thing always wants to turn off on me. I really got to get a better camera. This one is eating away at batteries. Where was I? Oh, the TV would turn on and off, or change channels on its own. Then along with those things happening, I began to hear voices. When I told my parents about it, pretty sure they thought I was crazy, possibly schizophrenic, because of how I explained the voices that I was hearing. I would be dreaming and not aware that I was dreaming. In fact, a lot of dreams and reality, or real time, became very blurred to me. I would have conversations that I thought I actually had with somebody that I had in my dreams. But one significant thing about these dreams that I had was the sensation of something bad touching me. I usually sleep on my stomach, and I would feel a creeping up, like, down my spine that would make me jump awake. Sometimes I would have a tugging on my feet, sensation on my neck that somebody was grabbing my neck, holding me down, or trying to pull me up. For a teenager, a 11-year-old, that's very scary to experience. And how do you explain to people that somebody is harming you in your sleep? Well, at least that's what I thought it was. You know, now I'm sorry, I just had like a flashback of it. It was a very negative thing. I most likely attracted negative beings because I was depressed. So it was negative. I can feel it right now. The same scared feeling just rushed over me, so I imagine that it was actually negative. My neighbor across the street, who was like my best friend, the three sisters, they were like my best friends. They were my only friends. And their uncle, GT, who was 18, died in a drunk driving accident with his girlfriend, Caroline, who was 16 at the time. The day that they died around 2 a.m. I believe, or they had the accident around 2:30 a.m. His white pickup truck was sitting across the street, and I remember standing in my laundry room looking out the window, and my mom came in and asked me what I was doing, and I said, I have a bad feeling. Something is wrong. And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, something just feels bad. Something is bad. Something is wrong. Something with GT. And that night, he was in a drunk driving accident where Caroline died instantly. There was GT and Caroline and 3 others. The driver survived. He was the only one. The passenger, there was another couple, they also died. Caroline and the other gentleman died instantly. GT survived for 2 weeks in the hospital, and the other girlfriend, I think, was like 2 hours and died. Soon after that, GT came to me in my sleep because I offered myself to, if he needed to communicate, because he couldn't communicate when he was in the hospital. He was in a coma, from what I understand. I never got to go see him because my mom thought it would be too hard for me to go see him. GT came to me in my dream, and I had read that you don't ever take somebody's dead hand because you'll die, but he said, take my hand and follow me. So I did. And he led me to a house that had glass cases of dolls, like porcelain dolls, Barbie dolls. I remember the carpet was, I think, brown, like 70s style brown. On the couch was Lindsay, his niece, my best friend, and he said, tell her I'm okay and that everything is going to be okay. And so I told her. He said, now follow me. And he took me back out the front door, and there was a desert of white sand. He said to bring Lindsay, so I brought her with me. I asked her to follow me, and we walked out, and probably to about the middle-ish of the desert, and there was a smell of cologne, I guess. And he said, go tell about your dream. So I did. When I woke up, I told my mom about the dream, and she looked at me funny. She said, you've never been to GT's house. I said, no, I have never been to GT's house. GT didn't live, with Lindsay. He lived with her grandma, his mom. She said, how do you know what his house looks like? You've never been there. I said, I'm just telling you what I dreamt. She said, well, Danielle, there's something I need to tell you. They can't find GT's class ring. And she said, I want you to go tell Tracy, that was Lindsay's mom, about your dream. So I went and told her, and the look on her face was bewilderment, I guess. As in, how does this girl know? She's not, like I said, I've never been to GT's house. So I guess she told her mom, at first they were like, oh, that's weird, but GT's dad was like, white sand, white sand. In GT's room, on his dresser, next to a white sand timer and a bottle of cologne, they found GT's class ring. That was the first experience in detail that I had in my dream with Spirit of the Dead. That really, really intrigued me and opened my eyes. But I was still dealing with depression, so a lot of negative stuff began to happen. Another dream thing in particular, I woke up one night out of the blue, and I had black lights, and I had a black light for my light bulb in my room, and I had two rats, and they had big cages, and they were making a lot of noise, and I guess that's what woke me up. So I woke up, and I couldn't fall back to sleep, so I let them out, and I'm letting them run around, and then I put them back in their cage. I go use the restroom or something. I come back in my room and turn off my light, and there's this strange, ominous presence feeling in my room that I remember. I laid down, and I almost felt like my eyes were bulging out of my sockets, almost, like, kind of, that's what I remember. I was uncomfortable laying on my back, because I felt like something was pressing on me, so I rolled over to my right side, which at this point I would be facing a wall, and I began to hear screams. Female voices telling me, the only thing I could make out was don't think about, but it was like letters of the alphabet. Like they were spelling something, but they were so random that I couldn't put together. They got louder and louder, and I was like, stop, 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 and they got louder and louder and louder, and I woke up screaming. Well, woke up, I began to just scream at the top of my lungs because it was just such a negative, I didn't know what to do other than scream. Actually had several times where I would end up screaming. Not convenient. Ironically, about this situation was my room was on the second floor. My mom had a broken foot or broken ankle, and my dad was working in Angola. My mom couldn't run up the stairs, so all she heard was me screaming at the top of my lungs and just terrified out of my mind, and she couldn't get to me fast enough. And when she opened the door, everything stopped, and the cold presence went away. And I explained to her what happened, and not that same night, but a couple days later, she told me that literally right before I began screaming, she saw something floating over her head. I believe this was after my Papa Tom died of cancer in my parents' bedroom, but it could have been before. Like I said, time frames get lost on me. That was another experience that not only I experienced, actually my sister and my mom would also experience. Papa Tom was 62. He died in my parents' bedroom. He was on hospice, and we kept him in my parents' bedroom. He died as I was getting off the school bus. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to make this negative. I'm just trying to tell you guys some of my experiences, I guess, and it's just bringing back some emotions. After he died, I began not to be, like I said, not the only one experiencing. My mom would see his white t-shirt on the couch, turn on the light, it's gone. We would always lock the door. He used to, when he was alive and well, he would go out the back door with Buster and into the backyard and smoke a cigarette, and always forget to lock the door when he came back in. We'd always say, "Papa Tom, lock the door when you come back in." My mom used to, she would be like, "Okay, go check the door. Make sure it's locked, because I keep waking up and it's unlocked." And we would wake up and it would be unlocked. Things like cameras would drain as soon as we like after they would charge, like, video cameras. A surge of energy would go through first you'd hear something, like the VCR click, and then all of a sudden, shut down, everything come back on. My dad thought we were all crazy until he actually started, I remember it was my brother's birthday, the camera was fully charged, he had it on and watched it just drain every bit of battery. He was like, what the hell? And then after that happened, the lights flickered, and again, you heard it go throughout the house. And from asking neighbors, we found out that we were the only house in that area that was experiencing that. There was other stuff that I don't even want to go into because it was just negative. I actually just told you some of the most negative, with the voices and the tapping. That was Then later, another example of what I have experienced, I was staying the night at my friend's house, and she will vouch for this, that I woke up, screaming, but she couldn't wake me up. She said she almost slapped me to wake me up. The dream that I was having was there was a virus going around, and I didn't watch zombie movies at this time. I watch zombie movies now. I think they're funny. But I was always afraid to watch zombie movies because they actually really freaked me out. So I never watched them. So this dream I had was there was a virus where a lot of people died, and you could die by just being touched by somebody that had a virus. At the end of the dream, I'm sitting on a red couch next to one of the main characters. It was a male character, of the dream who we were the only survivors. And I looked at him and I said, well, at least we survived. In the background, the song I'll Be by Edwin McCain, which happened to be one of my Papa Tom's favorite singers was at the time was before Edwin McCain, and I believe that was one of his favorite songs. That song was playing, and I'm on a red couch, and I said, well, at least we survived. And the man looked at me and said, think again. And I woke up, but when I woke up, there was a black mass on top of me and choking me. When I thought I was awake screaming, I found out later, when I actually did wake up, that I wasn't awake, that she was like, she was afraid to touch me, or, she was afraid, but she almost, had to slap me to wake me up. And so that's just some stuff that I've experienced. When the negative things were happening, I was just really confused, really lost, and I was told that they were demons, and I believed that they were demons, as far as negative entities. Whether they were or weren't, I don't know. This is something that I experienced. I also experienced good things, though. I remember one night I woke up and there was a girl in a pink dress sitting in my room looking at me, or it was like she was sitting at a table that wasn't there, and she looked at me and she smiled, and I was just like, okay, cool, going back to sleep. And I was just okay with it, and so I didn't feel threatened by her. And like I explained in another video, the light phenomena, what happened in my room, noise phenomena, things turning on and off, things disappearing, like jewelry I would leave out would be gone and I would never find it again. Just things like that. I also dealt with moths in my room, and no amount of the mothballs or moth hangers or anything would get rid of these moths. And basically I began to believe that what was happening in my room was that it was haunted, that these moths and they were in everything. They were in my rat food, that I kept sealed very, well, because I knew that I had this moth problem, maggots and things. When we moved out of the house, a lot of the stuff stopped, so it could have been a haunting to that house. I had friends who would stay at that house and feel cold, negative coldness. I would have friends say, I can't stay at I can't spend the night at your house. It scares me. So about, I think, sophomore, junior year, I decided to close my mind's eye, that I wasn't strong enough to handle it. I couldn't take it, and I asked God and prayed to God to help me close my door because I'm not strong enough, and so it did. It happened. It closed, and for the longest time, unless I was on a drug, like when I was in the Air Force, they put me on Ambien, and I would see, tons of people in my room, and I'd be on the phone with my husband, and I'd be like, I hear you, but I see all these other people, I was hallucinating. Then a couple years ago, I decided I wanted to really know what was going on, and so I've been searching ever since on this spiritual path to see what I saw before, and that's where I am today. I know this was a really long video, sorry, But I did tell somebody that I would make a video about my experiences. So this is me making a video about my experiences. I had to break it in a couple parts because I got cut off by my camera going bleh on me, killing the batteries, brand new batteries. I think it's just the camera though. I don't think it's any energy around. It could be my energy draining it maybe, but I don't think so. Basically that's how I got to where I am today. Why I believe in some of the things that I believe in, that's why I don't believe in some of the things I don't believe in, and there's a hair. Recently I've begun seeing the light phenomena again. Not scary though, not scary to me. In my dreams, I've achieved lucidness in my dreams. Though I haven't had any night terrors, because now when I see the fear in my dream, I face it and I deal with it, or I change it. Usually I don't change it, I just deal with it, and that's helping me. So sorry this was so long, and I really don't know how to end it other than that's why I am who I am. That's why I'm on this journey. That's why I want to know more about myself. And that's why I like to read tarot. I've met other people who are into the same things, that, interested in the same things. Some of them more advanced than me, and I've been told that you're a sensitive, you're an empath. If I am fucking cool. Though sometimes, I will pick up on draining energies, and that's like, alright, put up my shield, before I go, a new book I'm reading. I've actually had it for at least a year, and when I first started reading it, it was like over my head. So this is a new book I'm reading. It's called Awakening to the Spirit World, The Shamanic Path of Direct Revelation. And actually just read, I don't know if you guys have seen my spirit guide video, that I said that I believe it's a bear, but I also saw him take shape of a wolf. Well, according to this book, we have more than one, which I knew, that we have more than one guardian. But that it says 2 or 3 usually upon your birth will be assigned or volunteer to stay with you, and throughout your life if you recognize them, like how I was saying when I was younger, I had the stuffed brown bear that I couldn't sleep without, and now I'm seeing my spirit guide as a brown bear. Coincidence or connection? Maybe. Cool. Just a cool book to read. I think I got this from Barnes & Nobles, or I think it was from Books A Million. They actually have a better selection. That's where I've been getting a lot of my books, and they're not as expensive as Barnes & Nobles. So if you're interested, Awakening to the Spirit World. It also comes with a CD for which you can see is not in there because I have it in my CD player. And it's for meditation and drums and stuff like that. So, and then another cool thing, just before I go, just because I like to do art and draw, and eyes, I always find myself drawing eyes, and so I thought I would share my eye with you. It's going to be a tree, and the eyes in the tree, because lately I've been really identifying with these trees. And feeling a lot of pain for them. The fact that the city that I live in is cutting them down and burning them for no reason. And when I say no reason, I mean literally no reason. And I almost made a video about that, and I probably still will, but I want to get some footage and show you guys of the reason. There's no reason for it. There's lots that have been abandoned as far as building houses go, literally the neighborhood adjacent and across the street from me, and then right down the road they're plowing more land, and that's just too negative for me. I haven't been able to, when I think about it, pull myself out of that slump. Just feeling a lot of pain for the trees. Call me a hippie if you want, but I know a lot of you, I think, understand. So, sorry this was so long. I know I said that like 3 times already, but hopefully it just kind of helps you know who I am and what I'm about. And maybe if you guys if you've experienced the same things, make a video response or comment and let me know. You know, I love the fact that I'm finding so many people. As I said this in every video, I'm finding so many people that have experienced the same things that I have and I am, and it's a great feeling to know I'm not alone. So, if you ever experienced these kind of things, or if you have advice for me, or, you know, you can even make a video saying, I think you're fucking crazy, and that's cool too. Do it. Do it. You know, every opinion is good, and no opinion is wrong, and whether you agree or disagree with them, they're never wrong. Opinions can't be wrong. Facts are the only thing that can be wrong. And I don't even think a fact can be wrong. It's a fact for a reason, right? But sometimes people say they have facts when they don't, so that's why I say. Tomorrow begins most people's Labor Day weekend, so I probably might make a few videos over Labor Day weekend. I don't know. I like to make these videos when I'm alone, when my husband's at work, so not that I don't feel comfortable with him around. It's just kind of odd talking to a camera when somebody's like, what are you doing? You know, you're talking to a camera. But he knows what I do, so much love to everybody, and happy Thursday, happy Labor Day weekend. Be safe, please, everybody, be safe. I beg of you, be safe. If you're put in a situation, you feel that something bad is going to happen, listen to your instincts, listen to your gut. Something bad might happen. Go a different route. Don't drink and drive, of course. Don't drink and drive. If your friends are going to try to drink and drive, steal their keys, stop them. Call them a cab. There are so many ways to prevent that kind of sadness and premature death. Because while everything may be written and whatever, the future can still change. We have control over the future, over our future. So, much love to you, and have a good one.